What's going on, everyone? Hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday afternoon if you're in the Southeast or on the East Coast, that is. And if you're out on the West Coast, I guess this is lunchtime for you. So thank you for joining us for your lunch. And hope we can make it worth your while and answer some questions you might have. Had a bunch of great questions come over the last several days. And so some of them from members, some of them are not from members. But I thought, hey, let's go ahead and get it. What's going on, Greenbacks? Good to have you in, baby. I just saw another enrollment come in for you, so I hope you got your email, but it went out. I just saw that right before we came on. I was like, well, Greenbacks is back in the saddle. He's knocking it out every day. So good to have you, brother. So, I got some great questions, and I wanted to hit those real quick for everyone. Had a new member that just joined. Happy Friday, Gary. Had a member that just joined a couple days ago, and he says, man, it's like drinking from a fire hydrant. What's going on, Captain Quackenbush? How are you doing, brother? And so the question was, what should I be doing, Terry, once I get through steps 1 through 6? I mean, do you have a roadmap for activity or anything like that that would be helpful? And I do. Actually, this was a training we did at the conference, which, by the way, the conference tickets are going to go on sale this coming Monday night. You'll want to be on the podcast this coming Monday night at 9 p.m. We'll be talking about that, and we'll be talking to folks who've been there and things that's going on and what they like and all that. And so you definitely want to be on the podcast Monday night. But this, what I'm going to refer, since you are a trainer and a member of TW3, if you go into your back office and you go under training and go under webinars, if you look at the webinar tab and look at the private training under the webinar tab. Okay. It's on that home screen when you first get into the back office. It's up there where, you can enroll new members. You got steps 1 through 6. You got all that. Well, there's a tab up there. It says webinars. Click on that, go to private trainings and look for April the 3rd. There's a training called 90-90-6 plan for 90 days, for 90 minutes a day. Do these 6 things. Okay. If you will do that, you're putting the numbers in your favor and you're staying active and you're doing things that's going to make you money, because, we've got some folks on here today and experienced members already in the chat room with Mark and Gary, and they can tell you there's a lot of things you can do. Man, you can do a ton of things, but sometimes the things that you're doing aren't making you money. You can do busy work and make yourself feel like, oh, I'm really doing something. But there's certain activities that's going to yield you money, that's going to make money. And that's what you want. Okay. You want to, especially when you're new in this business, you want to be hyper focused. You want to stay laser targeted on the activity that's going to make me money. Okay. Because why? Well, you just came off the hip with an investment. You're just getting started. We need that cash flow going. We need you making money as quick as possible, because we're throwing out other strategies, other ways of making money that's going to diversify your income stream, put it more on a passive income as well as residual income. All that's in TW3. We're going to show you how to do it. Gary just said he made $1,000 a day in the call center. I mean, him and several others are constantly, consistently making cash. I mean, because they stay focused on certain activity and they don't get distracted. And that's what it takes. And so if you want to make your income, goals a reality, then my encouragement, my admonishment, my please, I'm imploring you, I beseech you, brethren, if you're a King James reader, for I am persuaded doing steps 1 through 6 and doing it in this formula will yield you some great stuff. And Mark says that being busy does not always bring in income. You can wear yourself out as an entrepreneur. You can wear yourself out doing all kinds of things and think you're doing something, and you're not making a dime. And we don't want that to happen to no one. So we've got a formula. Once you get through steps 1 through 6, we're showing you how to set up your funnels, showing you how to drive calls to the call center, giving you scripts, going all ad copy, showing you better business practices to use, showing you how to monetize the traffic you create, whether you make a sale or not, showing you how to monetize traffic to people that you bring on as just an affiliate. We're showing you all kinds of strategies and just staying in that lane. And then this training I did, it's in your back office, April 3rd, the 90-90-6 plan. For 90 days, 90 minutes a day, do these 6 things. Just do those 6 things. You are going to see results. Absolutely. Another question was, what, Terry, is the blog curator? I know what a blog is. Excuse me. But I don't understand what you're talking about with a blog curator. Yeah. So, the blog curator is a software plugin that we have on our system that, cause one of the things that we, and your follow-up question was, how's it used in the TW3? So good stuff. So the blog curator is a software where you put it on the browser of your if you've got Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Firefox, whatever you use. I recommend Google Chrome, especially when you start doing web development, stuff like that, because you're not going to run into the troubles that you would with Safari or Microsoft Internet Explorer. I like either Google Chrome or Firefox. You typically are going to have less technical troubles. A lot of times our members will send in a ticket. Hey, I can't get this video open, or this isn't happening. And it's because they've got some sort of pop-up blocker or spam setting or something, or it's just something squirrely with Safari or Internet Explorer. So the first question we always ask in tickets is, are you using Google Chrome or Firefox? Because if you're not, you need to be using those first. But to get to your question, what is the blog curator? It's a software where you grab this little tool and you put it in your browser so that when you're on the internet, and maybe you're a sports nut like me and you're constantly over at ESPN or Fox Sports or some sort of MLB or whatever your favorite team or sport is, or maybe you're in lifestyle or politics or religion or whatever your interest might be, cars, and you see something you like, with one click of that button that you put on your browser, it takes that content and it puts it on your blog. And so what's going on, Bam Bam? It puts it on your blog. And you said, well, for what reason? Why would that benefit me? Why would you do that? Because a lot of times we teach at TW3 a strategy called content marketing. This is a passive strategy that once you've gone through steps 1 through 6, once you've started driving traffic, once you've started making money, then you start doing other activities. And so that sort of ties into why I was saying stay focused on that 90-96 plan that we've got in your back office at first, for the person who asked that question about what should I be doing on a daily activity. But once you get going, you can do some things like content marketing, which is where I take content from the internet, put it on my blog, and then I take that blog and I put it on LinkedIn, I put it on Facebook, I put it on Reddit, I put it on all these different social media channels. And it's a way of getting people to my blog without being spammy or without being salesy. Because, for instance, I've got a blog that is a music blog. I love the group Chicago. I'm just a Chicago nut. I could do trivia with most people when it comes to the band Chicago. So I will constantly being out there looking on rock and roll forums and stuff like that. And if I find some sort of content that has anything to do with James Pankow, Peter Cetera, Bobby Lamb, Lee Lockney, Bill Champlin, any of these guys from my favorite group, then I will curate that content, put it on my blog, and say I'm part of these groups on Facebook that are Chicago fans. And so, hey, have y'all seen this article? And I send it to them. Well, what I'm sending them is to my website. And there's a couple of you who are members now that used to be Chicago fans. And the way you even got involved with TW3 was I was sharing content on Facebook about our favorite band, right? But I didn't come out there and say, hey, you ought to join TW3. You can make money, blah, 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 blah. No, I sent, you like ketchup instead of spam, the mystery meat. I hear you. But it was a way of content marketing. In other words, I was curating content. It's totally legal. It's totally ethical because you leave all the backlinks to the originating author of that blog. You leave everything there, but it's a way of having their content on legally and ethically on your blog so that all the content on your blog, hey, how would you like to work from home and just podcast or blog about your favorite band, Chicago? Oh, I got to click on it. And then all of a sudden they enter into this funnel. Well, that's content marketing. And if you're not a writer, a podcaster, a blogger, you're thinking, Well, how am I supposed to do content marketing? I mean, I'm not a writer. I'm not a blogger. I just want to market online and sell TW3 or sell this RMP or drive traffic to this RMP. I want to do this thing here. Well, the blog curator allows you to find content that you love. You don't have to author it, put it on your blog, share that blog, and then you just have to be diligent to have, your pop-up banners and banners that on your site and different links and stuff that would attract that audience over. I've got a sports blog, and I will put up sports about, the Atlanta Braves or the North Carolina Tar Heels or, whoever I'm following, right? And then I'll put, blog content on social media forums and other forums that would resonate with that audience. They come over, and then I've got a pop-up banner that says, hey, get this free book by, and it might be by Tony Dungy, or it might be by, Dean Smith, or it might be whoever, but it's going to be something that would resonate with the audience that's going to come there. And what am I doing? I'm sending them to an RMP offer that I get $15 for them just trying it out and getting that book for free. So those are just some of the ways that we use our blog curator and why it's a very, very powerful tool. And that's how we made money in that illustration. So I hope that helped. Good question. And the next question is Saturday in the park. That's right, Miss Spelling Bee. I think it was a 4th of July. 25 or 6 to 4. That's right. Danny Seraphine. Man, Danny, I've met him at the NAMM show a couple times. He is an awesome guy. He was hurt by the group back in the 80s because of some politics in the band. But he's an awesome guy. And Bill Champlin and him and Jason Sheff, who is the guy that took over for Peter Cetera back in the 80s, whose dad played bass for Elvis, they're all in a band called CTA, California Transit Authority now, and playing those old classic hits and stuff. It's pretty cool. So yeah, big Chicago fan over here. Terry, again, episode 369 was great. Growing into more, changing in order to grow. Thank you, Gary. I really appreciate your encouragement there, man. I got your text the other day, and so I'm glad it's of value. So that's awesome. Because sometimes you put content out there, you're wanting to be encouraging, you're wanting to be informative, you want to give some illustrations of how, and you want to make sure. And so those type of comments are always very welcomed and appreciated. So I do thank you for that. Another question was, how do I start as a trainer with no upfront cost? This came from someone who's wanting to get on board with one of our trainers and just didn't understand that. So we have some creative financing options. I don't think right now, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the audience, I don't think PayPal is doing the 6-month same as cash deal right now. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it goes away, but you can still get our system with one of our financing opportunities, and you can go through your trainer if they're an elite member directly and get that. If they're not, you can get it at My Zippy Loan or Cash Mutual Store. And what these are clearinghouses that you just send in some basic information. And what they do is they send you out all the different loan opportunities that are available in your particular state right then. Okay. Because lending is a state regulated industry. Okay. So there are some federal regulations, but certain states don't allow certain types of loans, and certain loans they do. Now, I'm not advocating payday lending. Okay. Now, if that's what you want to do, you need to be responsible for that decision, but that's not what I'm advocating. And you will get some of those offers potentially. What I'm advocating is you go get one of those 48-month installment plans that will set up like our elite package for as little as $119 a month, and no upfront cost. So you can get our top package. And then the worst thing you're going to be out of hip for in 30 days is $119, but get the system, learn the system, start using the system, get on the fast track, start making money with it, so that hopefully by the time the bill comes due, you've already made way more than that, and you can either pay it off or, at least make the minimum payment. So that's a way that a lot of folks get started with us with absolutely no upfront cost. And Gary's right. The call center is on fire. I'm going to be sharing our income report that we just came out, because at the end of the month, they send me my income report. And this, guys, I've never been in a business that would allow you to go away as long as I have, enjoy life, be burning money in an RV, $200 a day in fuel and the rental and all this other stuff, enjoy life, come back, go to ball games, go to see Seinfeld, just enjoying life, sort of being unengaged and making the kind of money that this online marketing platform that we have at TW3 will afford you. And everything I do and everything I have is afforded to our members. So it's not like I've got some sort of advantage that other members don't. You've got, matter of fact, you make more when you sell a system than I do. So you've got a little bit more advantage in that regard. So the deal is real. You can get in. Gary just testified. I think he's already made $1,000 a day just today in the call center, just working it a little bit. So it's there. And Mark said PayPal is a no interest if paid in 6 months. Purchase of $90. Oh, so they're back on and allowing to do that. Okay, that's great. So that's for that person that was asking about how to get started with no upfront cost. You can do a 6 month same as cash deal with PayPal as long as it's above $99 and paid off in 6 months. So that's pretty cool. Sometimes they do that, sometimes they don't. Are there some installment loans that are not more direct, not necessarily a clearinghouse? Yeah, there are, Ron, but you'd have to get a direct relationship with them. And if you'll go into your RMP package in the back, I think there's one called Cabbage, and there's a few others that are direct, that are just installment plans, but you have to look for them, but they're in your RMP. But the margins, giant margin, you got it, Terry. But the payment to the member, in other words, like for instance, with some of our RMPs, you're going to get $50 to $100 to offer those. With those others, you might only make $10. But it might be, if you can find one in that particular state that's better, it would probably be worth it to take the cut to do that. So absolutely. And Mark says, just FYI, there is a good money in providing digital services with the e-store. Absolutely. And we're going to be talking about that some more this coming Wednesday. Absolutely. And I'll be teasing it a little bit more on Monday night, but you're right. Mark is going to be showing some stuff, and I'm going to be showing some stuff, and we'll be talking to other folks. Guys, and Lindsay's talked about it, and Gary's talked about it. There's one of the beautiful things about TW3 is how scalable this business is, in the fact that there's no inventory. Okay. So you don't have to go out and pre-buy anything, sit on that inventory, hope to God that it sells and turns in 30 days and all this other jazz. You know, you have no money tied up as far as your inventory in business. And when you make a sale, that's when you go and buy the package that you're reselling. So you never have to go. It's a great thing. So good stuff. Greenback says, growing and enjoying connecting with people from all different backgrounds with TW3 business. Cool. And Quackenbush, I won't go into what I make from my e-store, but it is good. Absolutely. Absolutely. And for elite members, Mark, for you guys who are not members, all of our elite members have an e-store, and we've got some training, and the tools that we give you at TW3 will allow you to create your own digital products and things that you can do to just sell through your store. And of course you can sell physical products as well, but you can sell products, digital products. You can sell services. There's all kinds of things that you can do and really do well, and not have any money tied up, and help your clients and make a good living. And keep in mind, one of the things that a lot of members overlook all the time, and we probably sell one or two a day, is our voice broadcast dialing. We'll retail that for $127 to $200. And keep in mind, members get paid $38 to $45 per thousand. So there's some margin there that you could sell those services through your e-store, and all different types. Keep in mind, you can get data from us for like $6-7. Turn around and sell it for $50, because that's the cheapest on the market. Is going to be $50 for that same kind of data. So there's all kinds of ways that you can help your clients, service your clients, supply marketing and lead generation assets, tools, services alongside, and still make money without ever making a sale. Now, we want you selling TW3, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying there's different price points of stuff that you can create to make all kinds of money when you have our platform and our system. So there's multiple ways of making money, and we've got members doing it on a daily basis. So let's see here. That was the question on the financing. I hope I got that. Um, okay, here's a great question. I'll let Greenbacks. This is for you, Gary. Had a member come in and says, Terry, most of the time online businesses are here today and gone tomorrow. Is this something that I could do long term if I decided to join you guys? So what do you think about that question? Is this something, and of course other people can answer that, but there's a reason I'll pick on him on that one. Is TW3 something that can be done long term? I mean, is this something that's going to be here today, gone tomorrow? What say you guys that's maybe had a little bit of experience with this? What do you think? And I'll let, of course, Greenbacks and Quackenbush, Bam Bam, any of you can answer, but I want to give you guys and of course I'll answer it as well on that. And that's a great question because, it's true that most of these online businesses and work from home businesses, they don't last. They're, it's a big splash in the pan. It's some sort of, thing that they've got today, but the technology changes, the industry changes, the economy changes. It's so niche. It's so specific to one thing that because that world changes, that it messes you up. So, Quackenbush says, of course, and Quack's been here for going on 2.5 years now. I would suppose, don't let me misspeak. Greenbacks has been with us 5 or 6 years. I don't know exactly. Of course, I've got other members that's been with me 7 and 8 years, but they are more users of the plan than resellers because they're in the real estate and insurance world. And, but the answer to the question is, this is our 11th year. And, I don't plan on going anywhere, knock on wood. I don't plan on going anywhere soon. And I've got family that's being raised up in this. So the TW3 will be here hopefully for many, 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 many years. Cause Reagan and River and Gabby's being trained in the ways of TW3 to be able to run the business even when Dad's not around. So hopefully, it'll be something that, you could retire from if you wanted, but the point of the matter is these principles and what we offer, you're going to be able to take with you wherever you go, if you decide to move on. But yeah, this system has been, Gary says, I've been with TW3 for 6 years and making about $5,000 a week. So yes, it's a long-term business. So there you go. Bam Bam said, let me answer that. After I wiped and spit from my mouth after a scream, heck yeah, the business. So yeah, this is a long-term career opportunity if that's what you're looking for that question. Next question: what do you say to clients who believe work from home opportunities like this are just nothing but a hoax and scam? So that was from a member who just joined, got in the call center, and probably ran into a cynic saying that all this stuff is just nonsense, bah humbug, type stuff. And Captain says this can be done long term and from anywhere. Generating leads and making money is the lifeblood of any business. Absolutely. Next generation TW3 is on the right now. That's right. A stellar brand built behind the product line and business, A+ rated. Thank you, Gary. So a lot of people are responding to your question there about the longevity of this business. Now, how do you respond to cynics and people that just lump all home-based businesses in one container and saying they're all, well, some people you're just not going, I don't want to be, telling you it's not worth the effort. Okay. I'm not telling you that. I'm not saying not to be persuasive, but here's the thing. There are facts about our business that are, irrefutable. Okay. Number one, 11 years. Number two, under the owner's name. Number three, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Those are facts. Okay. That are verifiable. Now there's some other things I could tell you that are facts, but I can't verify it, but those are facts. So let's use our thinking cap for just a moment. If a business is a scam, if it's a hoax, if it's something that, is taking advantage of people and is not doing what it says, then how has it lasted this long online? Because this is the wild, wild west. Anybody can say anything. We get people all the time that gets upset, and because we stick by what our terms are, and they'll make up something to validate their reasoning for being unreasonable. But even with all that, it's very minimal of those type of comments. And we're still out here. We're still A plus rate, and we're not a member. If you go over to Better Business Bureau, you look up TerryWilson3.com, it will say not an accredited member. What does that mean? I didn't pay to be a member of the Better Business Bureau. I'm not part of the club. That they just had questions about the business. We give them everything they ask. They had questions about our claims of income. We show them the books. They have questions about our terms. Did you really say this? This person said this. And I said, here's the signed copy. Here's what. And so a third party that we don't pay said we're an A+ rating. It's under my name. Trust me, folks, if I was going to do something nefarious, I wouldn't put it under my personal name. I would call myself something else and go. So those are the facts. You give those facts to the people that need to be, and it's reasonable to be a little weary because there's so much junk out there. I get that. But if those facts, they don't have the deductive reasoning to be able to discern what those facts mean, then, I'm not, and you shouldn't beg anyone to take a risk on themselves because, what we do, what we say, what we're about, not up for debate. I mean, it's there. I mean, these are verifiable facts. Now there's some other things, like I said, I could tell you, but I can't verify it. It's just, it is what it is. But those are facts that anybody can research. 11 years, A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. It's got my name all over it. Okay. So if, that's not the way to build a business to quote unquote be a hoax, scam, or whatever nefarious, motivations they want to ascribe. So good stuff. Do we have any other questions? I had a list of email questions. I said, I'll get those, on the next one, and I'll send it out to everyone who asked those. And thank you all that came on and participated, but I want to make sure if you've got any questions, I can hit those as well, because we want to make sure we get your questions well. I have known Terry for going on 6 years, can say that he stands behind everything within the business. Thank you, Gary. The deal is real, for helping achieve my goals, elite member for 6 years. Gary's been, and that's the other thing. Sometimes people want to judge a business or a product based solely on their, one experience, their personal experience. And so I always say, if it wasn't legit, if it wasn't what it was stated to be, how did it last this long? And then how do you see, when we do these impromptu, live chats, you'll have, Gary or Bam Bam or Mark or someone else, on here, and they're there claiming, what they claim and saying what they say and standing behind it with their own names. How's that possible? That's the deal. It's not a matter of, and I was telling someone this the other day, it's not a matter of can everybody be successful? It's a matter of will everybody be successful? And see, everybody comes at this thing with different skill sets, mindsets, ability. Sometimes if you're working this and you only got 2 hours a day to put toward it, and you really, really struggle in talking to people and selling, then give yourself a little more time and don't give up on it so quick. Maybe it's a technical thing. A lot of times, building sales funnels and setting up a blog gets people, they get a little crazy. Hey, Brian, good to have you, brother. And no apologies necessary, but, it doesn't mean you can't do it, but I can't answer, will you do it? If you will dedicate yourself to, this is what I want to do. You got to ask yourself this question. Do you want to work for yourself? Do you want to make unlimited income? Do you want to have a product, good, or service that's been out there, vetted, true, 11 years, A+ rating, and without, because you can go sell other things, but can they sell? Do they have this time track? Do they have this rating? Do they have all of this, validation behind it? Okay. And so if you want to make that kind of money, you want to work for yourself, you want to work on your schedule, then give yourself whatever it takes in time, money, resource, dedicate yourself. This is what I'm going to do, and go after it. It breaks my heart to see people that get in our business. They work really hard for 30, 60, 90 days. And then day 40, 45, 50, they just get frustrated. They throw hands up and they leave. And then here's what happens. It's just amazing to me. The next day or the week after, all of a sudden all of those leads that they generated are finding other reps, other members. Hey, I was talking to Bubba Gump and I can't get a hold of him now. We've called his extension 15 times. It's no longer, it says they're no longer available. I need someone. He talked to me about this and I'm ready to pull the trigger. Happens all the time. And to be honest with you, that's my luck. my luck is out. If you want these things, don't give up on yourself. Go after them because it is very possible. Mark says, I started in 2018 and made over $100,000. Gary says TW3 members are a good group of people across the United States. That's exactly right. Mark, you're my hero. And Chris, how you doing? And I know Bubba. You know Bubba, Bam Bam. So, and that's the other thing. One of the other things I shouldn't say never. I don't bring up enough. But I've been in music, insurance, all kinds of things over the last 25 years. And I don't say this because I say it because it's true. We've had 2 conferences now. We're about to have our 3rd one, but I've had 2 conferences and I've had the privilege of meeting people from all over the country. Bam Bam and Chris that's on here and Quackenbush and Greenbacks and several of you other guys. And I have never been in a business that had so many just absolutely good people, salt of the earth, honest, hardworking are there. I know, and I'm not going to embarrass anybody, but I know that there's trainers on here that it grieves them. And I talk to them personally when they have a client with so much promise come on and then quit just a week too soon, because, you know, they want just as much as you want to see you successful. We've got some great trainers, great people on here, and they're hardworking, dedicated people. And so I say, if you want to be in a business that you can make $100, $200, $500,000 a year, you can make passive income, residual income. You can go on vacation for a month and see, you know, $40,000 come in passively. If you want that kind of opportunity, I'm not guaranteeing you'll have it. I'm saying you can, if you'll work toward it and put the building blocks in place that we outline at TW3, this strategy using these tools. I'm telling you, I couldn't do it in music. I couldn't do it in insurance. I couldn't do it in anything else. But because all of this, number one, it's digital. So there's no physical inventory. So better than music right away, because music was a keyboard. It was a piano. It had to be delivered and all this other stuff. Because of the nature of what it is, it transcends demographics. What I mean by that is insurance. It had to be a certain age group or a certain demographic group or certain, something. There's always this quote unquote underwriting criteria. So it was more challenging to find people that could buy insurance because of the underwriting guidelines. So so it transcends all that. So there's no inventory. I can sell it to anybody. There's value. Listen, if you're in business, Quackenbush said it just a minute ago, leads are the lifeblood of any business. If you don't have leads, you don't have a business. So we solve a problem that every business has. So I can sell this to professionals. So if you come from a real estate background, insurance background, direct sales, restaurant, retail, whatever background, you've got a rapport already with people, then you've got a solution for the people that you have a rapport with. And then for the average Joe Blow out there, for the average person that needs to make money, that needs an opportunity, you can sell this to. So it's a tool. It's also an opportunity. It's a tool for people that's already in a business. It's a business for people that need a business. And so you can go in any direction. You can be in any industry. You've got hundreds of different ways to develop an income stream, all because you've got this platform that solves the problem that every type of business will have is, I need people that need, want, desire, and can afford what it is I sell. So that's what TW3 is. So I hope I answered all these questions for you guys that sent it in. Thank you, members, for coming out. Have a great weekend. Go Astros, go Cubs. Let's see here. Who else is on here? San Diego would be Padres. We'll pull for the Padres. Bam, bam. Let's see here. Mark, you you have a professional team in your area. We need to give a shout out to. You probably don't even care. And Quackenbush says, there's nothing more disappointing than seeing someone give up an inch before they strike gold. And it's so true. You're right, Mark. It is so true. And it's always that way. I mean, I won't mention the trainer, and I won't mention it because but I just had a trainer that, she poured her life into someone, really trying to help them. And they were struggling on some of the technical stuff. They finally got it. They finally got the technical stuff, but they had all this baggage of frustration for 2 months prior. And so they got the technical stuff under. They worked for 2 weeks now, really understanding the system and being able to use it. Worked for 2 weeks and quit. But in those 2 weeks, 2 sales came in, and we called, hey, I don't want, and they just threw, I don't want, and just walked away. And so their trainer, it went to their trainer. So you don't want that. Don't do Tampa Bay Rays. Absolutely. We'll do that. Hey, Miss Spellenby, have a great weekend, everybody. You too. And, Miss Spellenby, we're going to get down there to San Antonio. I think me and my wife are going to fly out in a couple months just to spend a weekend down there. That is a beautiful place. We want to go 2 places again and just fly out, San Antonio and Sedona, Arizona, and just spend weekends there because they were just so pretty, so much to do. That Riverwalk was the bomb. Thank you for talking to us about it. That was great. And Captain Quackenbush says, Philadelphia Phillies, I ain't pulling for no. Y'all know I can't do that, Mark. I'm sorry. I can't. Y'all, I just don't like Bryce Harper. I have hate in my heart. I'm sorry. Have a fabulous weekend, you too, Bam Bam. Absolutely, absolutely. Thanks, guys. We'll see you. And remember, get all of your people out Monday night. We're having that live podcast Monday night. We're going to be doing some giveaways. Members, you're going to get some free leads. The people that come there and give you shout outs, we're going to do a thing. And whoever gets the most shout outs, we're going to give you some leads. We're going to give them some, some of the incentive stuff that we give away, the food and the vacations and stuff like that. We're going to be talking. I'll meet you at the Alamo. There you go. We're going to be giving all kinds of things away. And we're going to be talking about, and anybody, by the way, Miss Spelling Bee, Chris, Bam Bam, Gary, Mark, anybody else. I don't want to miss anybody, but anybody that was at the conference, if you'd like to talk about the conference, we're going to be talking about the conference Monday night. If you'd like to be on the show and give a little shout out about it, I'll call you live. Well, and I won't show your number or anything, but I'll call you live and you'll be on the show and I'll interview you, about the conference. And so here's the question. What was your experience? What did you like? What was your takeaways? What would you tell people about the conference to maybe want to come next year? Because that's what we're promoting, the conference next year. So if you want to be on the show, just send me an email and say, hey, Terry, you can call me. And if you don't have my direct email, just go to terrywilson3.com/contact, because I do need your number to be able to dial out and call you. Some of you I got, some of you I don't. So if you can do that, matter of fact, just when you send me an email, put your number in there so I know who to call. But we'll be calling you on the show Monday night and interviewing anybody that wants to be interviewed and talk about it. Until next time, we will see you later.
Thank you for listening to our show today at terrywilson3.com. If you would like more information on how we can take your money, your business, and your life to the next level, then please visit us online at terrywilson3.com or call 800-673-1728.
This is the Terry Wilson. Really? I'm excited, Terry. I want to get started here.
Is this a celebrity, Terry Wilson?
Oh, my word.
How you doing, sir?
Dude, don't even go there. I've been listening to this for a while, and I'm finally like, okay, guys, what a privilege. I mean...